The Nightmare Institute, your monthly free sample number 2. Hey, it's me, Nicole Cushing, and I want to talk to you this month about the importance of setting in short fiction. Oftentimes we've heard the phrase, if these walls could only talk. Well, if you are a really good fiction writer, you can make it so that the walls do talk, in a sense. That the setting can tell its own story without you even explaining it, without you kind of going on and on and on. And there are kind of implied things that a setting can tell a reader, and that's why setting is so important. So the example I want to use of this is Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. And there is a situation in The Telltale Heart where we have our narrator who is an aspiring murderer. And this fella is sneaking into his housemate's room each night. And he is sneaking in there, and he's able to be undetected because the room is described as pitch black dark. So, and why is the room pitch black dark? Well, the description that we're offered is that it's pitch black dark because, quote, the shutters were close fastened through fear of robbers. So think about the story told just in that phrase. The inhabitant of that room, who is an old man, who is the targeted victim of our aspiring murderer, has closed the shutters to keep out robbers in the night. But what he's done at the same time is render the room so dark that the threat within can get him. Think about that for a second, and the irony that that little detail put in by Poe creates. He didn't have to explain that the shutters were closed because of fear of robbers. He didn't have to explain why the room was pitch black. He could even just have said the room was pitch black. But just by adding that detail, what he does is he tells a whole other additional story, which is about the irony of the old man's situation. That what he did, the thing that he did, the very reasonable measure he took to keep out a very commonplace threat, is the very same action which made it easier for our aspiring murderer to perpetrate his very unusual crime. So the logic of the world is working backwards, which says all kinds of different things, has all kinds of impact on our idea of how the world should work. Logic should prevail. But here it doesn't. Here logic works backwards. The thing that you do to protect yourself from a reasonable threat ends up boomeranging on you and making it easier for a very unusual threat, a very bizarre threat to be perpetrated against you. All of that just in a sentence, really just in a phrase. That's the genius of Poe. So that's your free sample for this month. If you're interested in finding out more about the Nightmare Institute, head on over to my Patreon, and the full class, which is about 25 minutes each month as it's turning out, is offered for those who give at the $15 level or above. So thank you so much, and I'll be talking to you soon.